So it's funny, like, your name is the only one that isn't the proper name on here. I never noticed that.
What is it?
So it says Elton, Do, David, Kurt. Gonna have to get on him for that.
And 3, 2...
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Hey, everybody, welcome back to Bourbon Boys, a podcast where guys... Hey, everybody, welcome back to Bourbon Boys, the podcast where guys get together to talk about, well, bourbon. Well, bourbon, life, lore, libation, everything that comes with being a dad. We aren't bourbon snobs, just a group of guys who like bourbon for what it is and how it tastes. It's pretty simple. This is podcast number 67.
Good grief.
I'm Dew, your host, and with me are the Bourbon Boys. We got Altoon.
Hey, hey.
Kurtron.
Hey there.
And Krattastic.
Hello.
And tonight we are going to drink 30 different bourbons.
It's going to be a late night.
Yeah, exactly. Buckle up.
Buckle up, everybody.
So we're looking at the 2023 Infinity Bottle. And after every episode from last year, we would pour a shot of that bourbon or the bourbons we tasted that evening, and we filled the jar up. Like that is...
Yeah, it's pretty full.
That is a decanter that is full of...
How many episodes did we do last year?
Fact-checking the Google truck. We've got... We ended on 66, and we started on 58.
Oh, we didn't do so good last year.
We didn't do a lot.
Two a quarter.
And we filled in a decanter.
We did. We tasted a lot of bourbon.
All right, we got some work to do.
So, yeah, we did 8 episodes last year. A little on the lighter side, but the results are right in front of us. So this is a proof that's somewhere between 90 and probably 120.
Feels more like 120.
You were trying to... Yeah.
Let me know when you want to know.
I'm trying to clear my allergies, so I thought...
It works.
Yeah.
That's about... that's a $1,600 bottle.
Say that again?
What?
That's a $1,600 bottle.
Oh, you did the math on that.
8 episodes. Figure 2.5 on average bottle times... Well, I went high. $80 a bottle.
Yeah, that's probably about right.
That's probably about right. I mean, we got a couple expensive ones in there. But
Yeah, we did.
Maybe a little high.
Good job.
Yeah, $1,600.
Still drinking it.
Yeah.
Our most expensive pour yet.
That's why Natalie got socks for Christmas.
It's a good thing none of our spouses actually listen to these things.
Exactly.
Yes, that has been confirmed. Yeah, we are 0 for 4. So, Kurt, tell us about the decanter itself.
Yeah, so it's a cool looking decanter. I'll describe it a little bit. It's got a square profile to it with a little scoop on the neck, and it says Bourbon Boys, Elton, Do, David, and Kurt. And this was a gift from my neighbors Mike and Sherry, who I have shared many of drinks and cocktails and bourbons with on their porch, because they seem to be the neighborhood porch that we always end up on drinking.
Love it.
Very nice.
Thank
but
you,
yeah,
Mike and Sherry.
they just think it's really cool what we're doing, and so they bought us this decanter and
Love it.
for our Infinity bottle.
That's
perfect.
awesome.
Yeah,
That was a really nice.
yeah,
nice
it's
token.
very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And so tonight we're gonna kick the bottle. We have to. It's 2024. We have to start with a whole new bottle. So
Well, the good news is, since we were drinking that, we would just be putting that back in the bottle to start the 24 bottle. So
truly infinity.
That's a good point.
That's how Infinity works.
It
Permanently
truly is an infinity bottle, yes.
And this is something that you have an infinity bottle at home.
I do.
I have another infinity bottle that Taylor and Brittany gave me, and we've always talked about this. And the joke has been, why do you have an infinity bottle? And you go, well, you pour with what's left of a bottle that you were drinking. And Alton's response is, so finish the bottle. Like, why are you keeping any of this?
There's something not right about just pouring like a quarter of an inch of bourbon in a bottle or in a glass. I can't.
That's why the previous glass you just keep going.
Thank you. Yeah.
You have to use a glass.
I pour over the last one.
Yeah, there's no infinity bottle at the Kratt house either.
Yeah,
So.
well, I've got one. It just never has anything in it.
It's infinity empty. Always empty. So tonight we want to try this one, talk about it. I mean, we have no idea what a mash bill like
I was
this
just
would
going to
be.
ask you what the mash bill
Yeah,
is.
it's a lot of math. But really thinking back on last year and some of the highlights for the year, for the 8 or 9 episodes that we did, we talked to 3 distillers.
Yep.
Rotten Little Bastard, Defusky, and Fielder Dreams.
Yep.
Yep.
And then we tasted some really, really, really good bourbons. I don't think we had too many dogs. One
No.
or two maybe, but
One or
No,
two.
that's
Not
fair.
many.
Yeah.
yeah.
Matter of
we,
opinion.
We met a lot of good bourbon.
Yeah, we did.
Yep.
Yep.
Thinking back to one of my highlights, just staring at some of the swag that's still on the table, was the Field of Dreams.
Yeah.
And the having a chat with those guys, they were a blast. We haven't caught up with them since.
No.
Pitchers and catchers reported, so maybe they're busy getting their spring training stuff together. But that was a blast. They're going to do really well. I don't think we've seen or heard the end of their story. They've got a long way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Really exciting, and it was a great bourbon too. On
Yeah.
top of it,
Yeah, for
props to Sean for introducing us to the boys over there, and just hearing about how thoughtful they were in the naming of it, the colors, the shape of the bottle, all the
label.
symbolism, the label,
Yep.
the number of bottles that they produced. One for each MLB player to ever join the league
Yep.
since the beginning of counting people in the MLB.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. And then Drew's dreaming up something new. So just we got to reconnect with those guys. Just to see what
that'd
they're
be.
up to, so.
Yep. Yep. That was a good time, and that was. I think we talked to them for over 2 hours.
Yeah.
And edited a
That was
lot
a
of it
long
down.
one.
But that was a great episode. And I think one of the top ranking episodes, or at least the amount of downloads.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tens of downloads.
Tens.
Come on, you don't give us enough
A
credit.
dozen.
You don't give enough
Round up.
credit.
No,
Come
no,
on,
no.
come on.
I think this last year we broke 15,000 downloads.
No.
Nice.
Which is a good little mile marker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Considering
but we're
that
not-
4 people aren't listening to us.
But we're
still.
not doing this for the money. This is about
Not yet.
like pure.
We're still waiting.
Pure.
But if somebody's interested,
But if somebody comes along, I mean,
I'm willing
Smartless.
to work for this one.
Bourbon Boys, Smartless. Yeah.
Smartless.
If you know anyone, we're open.
I
might
or
have
just
to.
send free bourbon.
I might have to try that one
We can share our
before
$1,800 bottle with them.
we leave tonight.
You have an offer?
What?
What are you going to try before
What
we
do you
leave?
The Field of Dreams. Do you have any
Oh,
left?
yeah.
I see it on
Oh,
the shelf.
totally,
over there.
totally.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about you had an offer.
I don't have an offer. No.
Oh, okay.
Want to make it off?
I'm gonna check your email.
I'll give you $1.
No reserve. No reserve.
So, yeah, I think for me, if I look back at 2023, the Black Label Weller, one of the ones, not because I brought it to the table, but how I found or how I came about it to have it for the first time, which was in New York City at an event I went to for work, and it was a spirits conference. So,
I remember that.
yeah, and it was like I saw it on the shelf, and I was kind of hesitant to ask, but I'm like, sheepishly, I'm like, can I try the Black Label Weller? They're like, yeah, of course. So, so it was really good. And then through somebody I worked with, he has a connection up in Kentucky that collects these bottles when he gets them. I don't know how he sources them, but anyway. And so he had texted me that time. He's like, "Hey, I got a Black Label Weller if you guys want it." So
Yes.
and it was good. I think it's a very.
That was good.
I don't know if it was worth what we paid for it, but it was good.
Have we tried all the Weller labels?
Green,
We've had green,
red, and black. I don't think we've had the blue.
And there's a white.
And there's a white.
I've not had the white.
Yep, there is a white.
Yep.
Okay.
We've not had the blue either.
I don't think so.
I don't think we've tasted it. We may have had it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had
Okay.
it at, there's a place in Mooresville that had it on the shelf.
Okay.
So I tried that.
Okay.
But I've not had the white.
But yeah, that was just kind of special because it's one that you don't
It's really hard to find.
it's hard to find.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's in there somewhere in this little bottle.
Yeah.
Floating around.
Floating around.
Swimming with the fishes.
Swimming with the fishes.
There's quite a taste going on here.
There is a lot of
What are you guys getting?
drunk.
Aside from drunk.
Good thing I drove tonight out.
It's on the nose. It seems to be pretty fine. Like it's, I don't know. I don't know what's expecting.
Yeah,
It's expecting it to just be, what is the garbage pail full of alcohol at the end of a semester? What's that called?
Wapatuli.
Is that what it is?
That's what we called it.
All right.
Oh,
We did.
Were you like,
Once again, why do you have why do you guys have all this leftover booze? You don't finish.
Bunch of lightweights.
You don't finish anything.
I don't understand what you're. What's the question again?
Listen, I'm going to come back
Leftover?
to.
Tell me about that.
That's funny for somebody
There's
who
a couple
doesn't know what a
beer-
nor'easter is. So,
I still argue that.
oh, you can argue
That's
all
a
you
type of a
want.
storm, not a name of a storm. Sandy is the name of a
Wow,
storm.
that's like Stinky Eye over there
Remember
again.
that?
Seriously.
Remember we got ragged for that?
Yeah, well, it's true.
What's the name of the storm? The nor'easter. No, it's a type of a storm.
that's right.
It's still a storm.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But I'm like an elephant. I don't forget something.
For me, it definitely was a little spicier at first, but as I drink more of it, it's not.
It smooths out.
It smooths out
Yeah,
a little bit.
yeah.
It's good. It's not bad.
Yeah,
a little sweet.
It doesn't have like a long finish to it or anything like that. You get that initial like, yeah, and then thanks for the sound effects, Dave.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
There's a
But I
lot
mean,
of
it's-
flavor
but it's,
coming at
there's
you.
a lot
Yeah,
of
there's a lot
flavor,
of flavor.
but it's not super. It doesn't hit you hard at
No,
all.
no.
It's-
Do you think this would be something that first time I heard of Infinity Bottle was when we were down at Billy Sundays.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Billy Sundays.
Yep.
Yeah.
Billy
Yeah.
Sunday. Yep. With Stephanie.
And,
So when you
she was talking about it, and she was like, "Yeah, I have an Infinity Bottle," and then we were like, huh, "What? How does that work?" Do you think a bar? I don't. In the ABC world of North Carolina, that would probably be hard to do. But do you think a bar would benefit from having a house Infinity Bottle, where it's like, hey, this is kind of our thing. It's you want something different. You want Maker's Mark. It's going to taste like Maker's Mark all the time.
Yep.
You want our Infinity Bottle. It's going to taste different.
By Dog's Breakfast Distillery.
Right. Exactly.
No, but listen, what
Exactly.
I like about that is depending on what goes in it, it will always taste different.
That's what I'm
So,
saying.
like,
Every time you come
it
in,
keeps
it's
you
like,
coming back, right?
Yeah.
we don't have to open a distillery. We just take all the swill from
Swill.
the day of the night, throw it in there.
backwash.
There's a different
I
one where
wouldn't
they,
call it the swill
where
bottle,
they,
but you,
where they clear the table. And
It's a working title. Exactly.
This is our
hey, I got
backwash
a
bourbon.
couple cocktails from table 7. We can.
Yeah, no.
What barrel do we put that in?
Don't bust that yet. Don't bust that yet.
No, but I mean, I think there could be something cool about that.
It would be different all the time. Yeah, but I think when we were talking to Scott at Hoptown, he was saying, yeah, if you're tending bar and making craft drinks,
Yeah.
you've got to measure.
You've got to count for the
And
ounces.
you've got to count the ounces
Right,
and then report
right.
back to ABC. So I don't know how this would work, but maybe it's a speakeasy
Yeah.
where you say
Yeah,
a certain
yeah.
thing. You're like, do you have any infinity? And
Yeah.
it's kind of the keyword or code word for I'm not going to rat you out.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I would try it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
We kind of know what everything else, for the most part, tastes like in the
Yeah.
ABC world here.
The
All right.
the limited basis it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
What's your episode looking back on the year?
Whoa. Well, I tied it to the actual. Well, actually, there were two actually. So, luck of the draw is when Black Weller. We talked about Black Weller.
Yep.
Which I think is
Episode
episode 64.
Yep.
And then episode 61.
Northern taste and lots of travel.
That's right. So it was the J. Henry that we tried, which I still would like to get those guys on the phone. We need to work
Yeah.
on that this year.
So between those two, which one did you like better?
I probably like the J. Henry better.
So that's your favorite?
I think it's one of my favorites. And well, I hate to admit it, I think that's the episode that Dave and I agreed on something, which I
is that
think
the one?
was the J.
we had
Henry,
comments turned off. So
There-
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was in the descript of the. That's why I picked it. Yeah, I think it's
That's good.
episode 61.
Love
might be.
So, but yeah, that was the J. Henry, and that was a really good bourbon.
Mhm.
I was really,
It was good, surprisingly
yeah,
good.
it was really good.
Yep.
Now that was their holiday. They do a special reserve every holiday season, so I don't know what their regular stuff tastes like, but I think I still have their contact information. And everything.
Yeah,
We
it was
should
the
really try to get a hold of
anniversary
them. Yeah, or anniversary blend.
Yep.
That's what it was. Yeah,
That was
So-
a cask strength.
it was cask strength.
Cask
Yeah,
strength. And
It's a tough
Kratt
one.
and Kurt actually agreed on something.
yeah,
Yeah.
But we didn't clarify what it was, so
You got to listen to the episode.
it's a mystery.
We don't want to give it all away. To keep them guessing.
Yeah,
That's right.
So
All right. Kratt,
Cool.
looking back on the year.
Room 206. Hands
of
down.
course.
Yeah.
of
So,
course.
Episode
special.
62.
Yeah, special day. You guys were there, which made it even better. The intrigue of having Bourbon Tom and you guys taking him up, I thought that was cool. And then the bourbon in that episode was the Blue Run High
Blue Run,
Rye.
yeah.
It's, still one of my favorite. And then the Horseman.
Horse soldier.
That's right.
Yeah.
Which one was it?
Which
Which horseman was it?
it was the silver, which
Okay.
I can't remember what the difference is between the silver and the gold, but that was the bottle that Mills and Drew buried
Yep.
in the,
Okay.
at
Upside
the
down.
church.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we still drink that one a fair amount.
Okay.
We haven't had Blue Run since then, really. But that to me was obviously, there's an emotional connection there with that.
Yeah.
episode, so, yeah, it's good.
Any plans on getting them a bottle for the first
It's a
year?
great idea. It's a really good idea, dude. I'll have to think about that. That's cool. And I still, for some reason or another, the bottle that they ended up digging up was left in my truck, and I still have it. So I thought about making a little like a shadow box or something like
Oh,
that.
that'd be very cool.
Put it in
Yeah.
there, so,
Yeah.
we'll see.
Do it.
Maybe that should be your infinity bottle.
Could be, or I do know some woodworkers.
There you go.
Got some free time.
Who have the free time. That's for sure.
Make a lamp out of it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Lamp.
Put fragile on the side.
Fragile. This lamp's fragile.
It's Italian.
It must be Italian. Fragile.
I did see that
hate
Horse
that
Soldier
movie.
and
Me too.
Ugh.
We can agree on that.
Blue
it's
Run
awful.
up at Huntersville,
Yeah.
ABC.
Okay.
Yeah. And we were trying to think back because you had asked what color was the Blue Run butterfly.
Yeah, because there's two
like
or
an
three. There's
iridescent
three of them,
one.
right?
It's like,
yeah.
one's like
Yeah.
incandescent. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what I thought. So, because I can get that stuff from Florida. So.
Okay.
Well, it's been showing up
Yeah.
in North
Oh,
Carolina.
Yeah.
North. Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Okay.
ABC in
Love that.
Huntersville
Ah,
had
okay.
all three of them.
Yeah.
And then it
Oh, no
had
kidding.
at least two of the Horse Soldiers, maybe three, because there's like a bronze, silver, and gold.
Yeah,
Is that
I
there?
think it's
It's
bronze,
silver, and gold. Yeah,
Okay.
and so Huntersville, you're talking about down 21, south of
Yes.
73.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
So
Last time I was there, they had both of those in maybe all three
Okay.
varieties, if not at least
Okay.
two of each.
Okay.
yeah, the ABC at Park Road, which is the one that Mills and Drew go to, they've got Blue Run there.
Oh, okay.
But it's fun, especially with those two. Both are into bourbon now, and so
That's awesome.
Mills is a big bourbon nut. She's been drinking Pinhook,
Oh yeah, yeah.
specifically the orange bottle.
So Pinhook came up the other day. Shout out to Andrew Manzella.
Oh yeah, Andrew.
Was at his new studio, and he's like, I just got this bottle of Pinhook. The guy who ran the art in all the Lowe's commercials, Nick Noche,
Yeah.
his brother runs Pinhook.
No way.
And I was like, way too close. We're going to have to
we
get
gotta
that
figure
one.
that
Well,
one out.
yeah, there you go.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've not had. There's a red bottle. It's
There's
just
a green one up here.
Yeah, there's green, red, and orange.
Okay.
And the orange one is, like you said, is the one that Mills likes. And I'd never had it. And she came home with it. I was like, I love you even more.
Yeah.
Where is it
so-
from?
I don't know.
I think it's
Is
Kentucky.
it? It's
yeah.
it's
Oh, is
all
it?
horses on the label, right?
Yeah, it's all horses.
Yeah, there's one up there.
Yeah, we sometimes call
It's
it
a tall,
hookworm
skinny
or
one.
pinworm. So
There's so many, I can't keep it straight.
I don't know.
Yeah, no kidding.
We'll find
Yeah.
it during the break.
yeah, Derek, we need to
During
make
the
that.
break.
We need to make that connection for sure.
Yeah, I think that would be an easy one to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, awesome.
And it's a good bourbon, too.
Oh yeah, yeah, it was very good.
And it doesn't seem to be too hard to find in the ABCs. So maybe
No.
it's just not been
okay.
discovered
Yeah,
for being a pretty good taste.
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
All right, Altoon, what's your favorite?
Yeah.
Oh man, what a great year. Are we talking episode, drink, both, all the above?
Do you not read the texts?
I do not.
Was there a text?
Was there? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure. Yeah, all the
above.
Any and all.
I'll give my
reflection on the year.
I'll give my long-winded answer. It was a great year.
It really was.
I mean, it just reflecting. I did pull out my little book of
gratitude book.
Yep,
Nice.
I did pull that out
Love
today and just flipped through before I came over here. It was phenomenal.
I still want to do that.
Yeah,
You've set out a good routine.
yeah,
I like it.
It was great. But as far as the bourbon chapter of it, so from a recording perspective, nothing beats the staring down the barrels. I mean, Rotten Little Bastards, DeFusky, and the Field of Dreams.
Yeah.
If I have to pin one, and you guys know I'm a baseball guy, so Drew and Tyler were. That was the top of the mountain for me, and
for sure.
to hear what they were up to and all that was going on. So that was just a blast. But even like I said, Rotten Little Bastard, hearing their story of kind of just plugging along, chugging, and trying to make it. Good people, and then the Fusky, the guy. I mean, just a hoot. I mean, just constant success and what he's doing and his plan and all that. So those were definitely my favorites. But again, I'm going to default to the Field of Dreams.
Well, in the Rotten Little Bastard, that was a young bourbon, and it
it was.
tasted
It did. Tasted good.
Tasted really good.
Yes, it did. Yeah.
Brian was a plumber, right?
Yeah.
He was a plumber, and you could see it in all the piping that he did in that distillery. But
and the DeFusky, I think I had a work conflict or something.
Yeah,
came
you-
up.
That's right. You didn't meet Tony.
No, but Sarah and I.
But you went out there
We
after.
went to DeFusky right after the wedding.
Yeah.
And he was not at the distillery, but we met, I guess, the guy that's kind of his taking over the distillery, duties as master distiller. And we talked a little bit, but it's a really cool setting.
Yeah.
Like it's like right there on a pond in the middle of the island, and they've got really good food trucks. So if anybody's feeling adventurous and wants to hop on a ferry and go to a very rustic island off the coast of Georgia or South Carolina, close enough.
Yeah, right. It's both.
Really, really good.
Yeah.
Yep. It's a good call.
That's cool.
Fun trip. I wish you could day trip it.
Yeah.
a lot.
That's a lot for us. Yeah, in that way.
It's a lot.
So
but just a single overnight, you could pull it off.
Yeah.
We're doing, we're going to Savannah this weekend to see Lexi.
Yep.
And Saturday, I found it's a company that takes people to DeFusky, and you get picked up at 9 o'clock in the morning. It's about a 25-minute trip.
Ooh,
And
that's
got a golf cart reserved, and you spend the day on the golf cart, and 4:30, go back to the dock, hop
That's
on the boat,
cool.
and go back to Savannah.
That's cool.
That's perfect.
So,
That's great.
Yeah.
It's
it'll be
25 minutes from
yeah,
Savannah.
it's about 25 minutes.
Because it's a drive. If it
On water? It's a drive on water.
No. But like it's a lot closer on water. Like to get from
Oh, from
DeFusky
Savannah to DeFusky?
Yeah.
Well, you got to go in and around
I
a bunch
know.
of stuff. Yeah.
that's
for
brilliant.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd consider doing that.
And it's not terribly
Spend a night
expensive
in
for
Savannah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Pop up, come
Worst
back.
places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we could go to my favorite cocktail bar,
Which was closed on Mondays.
Was it the Armory?
The
Is that what
Armory.
Artillery.
Artillery. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to take a day off. I mean, at some
Ghost
point.
Picked the wrong day.
Did you see Ghostface closed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No
Yep.
one talks about it
Yep.
either.
Yeah.
I asked a few places and they're
It's
like,
a mystery.
Yeah.
something went down.
Oh, something went down.
Sideways.
Something
Oh, we
went down.
talked to those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I forgot
Yeah,
about that.
yeah.
I can't. What was the name of the cocktail? It was something like the Terminator or something like
It was
that.
like Brain Eraser.
Eraser.
Was it like Brain Eraser or something like that?
That's funny.
It was like a bad decision cocktail.
Mm-hmm.
So the one you guys have already mentioned some of the good bourbons like the Weller Black and all that.
Yeah.
The one that kind of popped out from my notes and all that was really good. Remember the David E?
Yeah.
That was really good. I mean, that was like surprising for such a cheesy name. That was surprisingly.
That was the Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Gerardo, my boss, bought that bottle for me. I think he just saw it and said David E.
Yeah, I know.
So I'll buy it for David.
Yeah, buy it for David.
But it was a good.
It was good.
bourbon.
Yeah, it was good. Like I said, the name was like it didn't
very
really set
odd.
high expectations.
Yeah.
Especially when David brings it in, it's like, oh, this is kind of
I
self-serving.
brought a bottle because it's got my name on it. Yeah, it was good.
Why is it written in crayon?
So, I was actually going to talk about Bourbon Rabbi, but did we ever bring Bourbon Rabbi to the table for?
We tried the Rabbi early on. We had.
Was it last year or was it?
No, it was not last
It was
year,
early
22.
on. Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
I just finished a bottle of it. The bottle you bought for me. Yeah. It's good.
Yeah.
Very good.
It's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And actually, have you been on their site at all?
Not since 22 or
Oh my
whatever.
God.
Yeah.
Their merchandise is great.
Is it?
Yeah, and
You
there's
got-
a guy, and he's like this, like svelte, like sport guy, and he's got like an pullover, and then he's got a little. Do they call them yarmulkes? That has the Bourbon Rabbi logo
No
on
way.
it. Yeah,
That's awesome.
it's like this is too cool. So that was a good one though,
Yeah.
even though it wasn't last year. But it's become one of my favorites actually. So
It's pretty rich.
yeah, it's a good one.
Can you get that around here, or that has to be an out-of-state pickup?
Yeah,
You can order it on their website.
we started finding it at.
And they can deliver it in,
Mhm.
Oh wow! We started
Yep.
finding it at the Total Wines in West Knoxville on Park Street. Great, probably the best bourbon selection I've seen. Otherwise, we found it at the Casey Distillery.
Mm.
Okay.
That's where Nellie and I first found it. So
yeah.
in Hopkinsville, Kentucky.
Shout out to Hopkinsville.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on their site today, and it says buy bourbon here, and they must be working with a main distributor that actually has license to ship to different states.
Okay.
So yeah, you can order it right online.
We could probably get the rabbi on here.
That'd be cool.
That would be awesome.
It's high,
The
high
staring
billing,
down the barrels
high billing
do the-
right there.
Yeah, that's
They
right.
do the best.
Yeah. The other episode I liked was Alton when you and Natalie did that trip out west, and there was a cow on the road.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun story.
It was a fun story. It wasn't fun in the moment, but it was miserable. Holy. Yeah.
Dude, did you tell your favorite episode?
I don't think he did.
I did. Field of Dreams.
Oh yeah, that's
Okay.
right.
I led off.
All right,
I was a
you did.
lead-off batter.
You did.
Yeah. Oh, look
See
at
what I
what he
did
did
there?
there.
Batter.
Yeah.
Good one.
Yeah,
Good
but
one.
you're right, Derek. The staring on the barrels do well.
They do.
They
They
do
do.
well.
And they're exciting. I mean, no one wants to...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's one for a 2024 resolution.
Okay.
So there's only a couple of bourbons that we've not enjoyed enough that we've talked about them, right? And we kind of use them over and over again. So for those of you who don't know, just listen to one or two episodes, and I'm sure you'll hear us reference
There's
it.
some
But,
themes.
but I did get a call. I think I told you guys this. I got a call from Jake, our local guy, Jake.
Oh, yeah.
Great, you know Jake.
Yeah,
Jake
yeah.
P.
Yeah.
And Jake's like, hey, I know that you guys aren't huge fans of old Nick Williams, ONW. He said, but he said, I had some of their new bourbon back in the fall, and he said it was excellent. So he's like, if you ever give anybody a second chance, give those guys a second chance.
We're
So
all about second chances.
exactly. So I say we packed up the cars, and we ride over there, and we get a bottle there, do a tasting there, and because I trust Jake
Yeah.
and his palate.
So I actually like that
I'm down
idea
with that.
for an actual recording, like
Yeah.
second chances.
yeah. So I don't know if they would.
They're like,
I don't know if they would like that approach, but yeah.
thanks.
Well, no, it could be our second chances that we've
Yeah.
had.
Oh, yeah, no,
Oh,
I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny how we're leading with, like, we're giving them a second chance. And they're like,
They're like, who
who
are you?
What are you
Okay.
doing?
Well, I'm not
Yeah,
saying
we did
okay,
eight episodes last year.
Yeah, exactly.
Your 10 listeners, they really give a shit.
yeah. But
Hey,
It's
come
not-
on.
yeah.
Al, are they in
I'm willing to give it a
Raleigh?
shot.
Are they in Raleigh?
I don't think are they even that far? They
No.
might be.
Oh, are they not?
I thought they were like north of
Go to the Google truck.
Lexington or something like that. I mean,
Can we hang a left and do Clover at the same time?
Louisville.
You can sign us up for that.
Louisville.
Louisville.
Okay,
That's
But-
we did my.
but like I said, I'll give a shout out to
Where is Louisville?
I'm looking now.
It's not in Raleigh. Louisville is
I should know this, but I don't.
it's just outside of Winston. Outside of
Yeah.
Winston.
Oh, that's not that far.
So
away.
Okay.
it's in Forsyth
a couple
County.
minutes off of
Forsyth.
All right,
We could bike up there.
You know where
Yeah.
Clemens is?
You
Oh.
can bike up there.
I did.
It's on the other side of Clemens.
oh,
Yeah.
near Clermont. Clermont.
Is it Clermont?
Clermont.
Is there a French?
I think it's Clemens.
No, it's Clemens.
It's Clemens.
It's Clemens in Forsyth County.
Clemens?
Hells yes, it is.
Yeah, that's we can bang
guys are
that one out.
weird.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a Saturday.
and I'll have Jake meet us over there.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Jake's an official member of the Lexington. I think it's Lexington Bourbon Society. So
LBS.
Yeah,
I like it.
Jake, join us. So
I'm down with that.
That'd be great.
Good.
absolutely,
Throw all this stuff in the truck and we'll head out.
we'll do it.
Hey, we're here to record to
We're here to
talk about how we really did not
Yeah,
like
yeah.
your bourbon.
We're here to give you a second chance.
That's right.
They're like, fuck are you?
Yeah, take you and your 10 fucking listeners. Pound sand.
Yeah, maybe we'll work on the plan. Okay.
Yeah.
It's all about the positioning.
Exactly.
It'll be a test to see if anyone out there is listening.
Yeah, we won't start with. Remember, you guys sucked.
We'll just call it round 2.
It was a while ago.
I don't think they even knew round 1 happened.
No.
Well, they don't need to know. We'll just call it round 2.
That'd be funny.
I do think what could be fun, though, is to go back to some of the first ones we tried, because, right, when you read my profile, it says, favorite bourbon, Woodford Reserve, and I'm like, I don't even drink Woodford Reserve.
Do we have profiles on the website?
Yeah, yours is fuzzy. So
I still like romance novels.
Holding hands and walks on the beach, baby.
Hell yeah.
We still have a website.
Yeah. We do still have a website, and people do go to it.
So talking about like going back, Sebastian and I'm assuming Sebastian's still over at Southern Grace.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys follow them. They're doing a lot of updates to their facility.
Huh. Oh, really?
So
expanding the prison.
Yeah,
expanding the prison.
Looks like they're going to use more of the grounds.
Yeah.
No, that's cool.
Yeah. So we'll have to get over
It's
there.
an easy one to get to.
Yeah.
I'm down with it.
Yeah.
What did they name their still? What was it? It was a Rolling Stones.
Fats
Keith
Domino
Richards.
and Keith Richards.
Keith Richards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all patched up.
I wonder if Keith is going to get it up facelift.
That duct tape wears out at some point.
I think it's miles on it.
Yeah.
Fats Domino and Keith Richards. That was the 2 still.
Yeah.
I love it.
Cool.
Well, I don't know if there's a last call for this because
it's an infinity bottle.
There's a lot of good ones in here, but last call on the year, if you want to think back to some of the highlights, but I think we already covered them. I think you got some Rabbi, you've got some the DE.
Yeah,
and
David E.
The David E. And we've got the
little Blue Run High Ride. Yeah.
Field of Dreams. So
So
those are all good ones.
Yeah, so we're not going to do a last call, though. And this is kind of a reflection here, though, seriously, and I know you guys get it, too. We laugh about no listeners and all this, and we're fine with that. We have a hoot doing this. But there are some guys that do reach out. Jake reached out, and he's like, hey, I don't know how many people done it, but I think I've actually listened to every episode.
Yeah, I got friends the same thing.
And it just makes you feel, it's just a great way to, the way we started this journey, remember, guys, was all about keeping us connected.
Yeah.
I thought it was about the money.
Well,
we whispered that.
But the journey, whether it's in person, the different places we visited, or the people we've talked to through this, are what makes this even more fun. So shout out to Jake, and we'll also give shout out to my buddy Chad down in Texas.
Yeah.
He reached out. I think he was surprised. He said, "Hey, that Christmas episode was actually pretty solid."
Yeah,
I'm like, thanks, I think. But anyway,
he's good at second chances. He's giving us a second chance.
But it was. It gave me a reason just to reach back to him and say, "Hey, brother, how you doing?"
Yeah,
it's been a long time.
So let's go around real quick. Who's got regular listeners that they know of?
I know my wife is not a listener.
Yeah, that's clearly on all four corners here.
I've got 5 that are pretty regular.
Yeah.
So I've got Sean Finger. Shout out to Sean in Nixa, Missouri.
There you go.
We got Wasim Halalabad.
Yeah, Wasim.
Yep.
I saw him yesterday.
Yeah. All righty. I've got my sister Amanda.
Yeah, Kurt's favorite.
Kurt's favorite. My brother Matt.
Yep.
And my parents.
That's awesome.
So anytime they get in the car, they've got it queued up. And
that's awesome.
Very good.
Good family. I don't think any of my children listen.
So I know that John from Iowa does, my nephew's friend.
Yes.
He listens regularly.
Doesn't answer his phone, but
he doesn't answer his phone, but he will if we tell him we're calling. So that'd be fun to get him back on the phone.
Of course.
Actually, so
absolutely,
we should do that this year. My wife definitely not a listener. I have a niece out in Colorado. Her and her fiance do listen on occasion. Rick and Cindy they're in Rome right now, but they do listen.
We are international.
Yeah, we are international.
Wow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Soon to be in China, so we'll have a China download.
I think we're blocked in China.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, not through their VPN. So, that'll be a US VPN. But anyway, we can still say we have China listeners.
Yes.
So, so I have a couple. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Cool. Yeah.
Yep.
And Amanda. Wave to Amanda.
Kurt and Amanda.
Who's my fan?
Yeah. Sarah, I don't think has listened to any of it. and says that she will not until she is actually invited to be on it. And I said, I'm not sure that's how it works.
It's a hostage situation.
Different strategy.
Yeah. Mills and Drew listen. Georgia every once in a while. Lexi, I don't think even knows. She just, okay, Dad, when I say I'm going to Bourbon Boys.
They've all been on the show.
They've all been mentioned one way.
Well, they had, like,
that's right.
FaceTime and-
That's right. Yeah, because
Well,
they all
we didn't get their releases signed, but
that, or
they're
they
on it.
need money. Let's see. My buddy Alan Clark, I think he travels a fair amount, so he's listens to every episode.
that's a good one.
Who else? Wasim,
Yep.
from work. God, I know I'm missing somebody. Gerardo listens. Chris Fagan, a guy at work who's got a very impressive bourbon collection. But the cool thing about this, Alton, to your point, is like this all was just started for the four of us. It's like, it's great that we've got people listening, but it was more just about, us trying to have something scheduled to be able to spend more time together.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's expanded to, now other folks enjoy
Doing the
listening
same
to.
thing.
Yeah.
Carol Edmond,
That's right.
another one. So
Yeah.
We have a shared friend, Marcy and Jay. They listen
Marcy
all the
and Jay.
time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, throw Mike Scott in the mix.
yeah.
Mike, every time I run into Mike out and about, he's like, "You guys haven't recorded in a while."
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like,
Oh, yeah, thanks for reminding me. Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
we're trying to be
Tens.
like Blanton's, It's
Surprise,
like,
yeah.
people are just like waiting,
It's on the shelf.
waiting.
Yeah. we have allocation to podcast.
It is fun though. Like,
Yeah.
it's a great craft, and it continues to impress every time we learn something new about it.
And one day Amazon will call, and
It's bound to happen.
I'm sure it will.
Yeah.
I think Timu's going to call us.
Yeah, that's fine. Whoever brings the money, I don't care.
I will accept Bitcoin
Yeah.
at this point.
No,
If
don't do it.
I'll
Don't
just
do
take it.
it.
I'll
Don't
sell it
do
right
it.
away. But
The Timu Super Bowl ad just drove me absolutely nuts.
There were a lot of ads.
Shop
that
like a
drove me
billionaire.
nuts.
What?
for 99 cents. Yeah. Well, when you Google stuff, I think that's
right.
Google Translate.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, let's keep it going.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
One more year.
One more year.
We've got to beat 8 episodes. Sucks.
We're well on our way.
Yeah, that's right.
2 months in. One episode.
Yeah,
We got to crank it out.
I think we can,
Well, I
pick
think
up
we
the
can
pace.
do it. I think we can do it.
All right.
So
Commitment. Let's commit to a
That's
date.
commit.
That way we can say our next episode drops on
blank.
March.
3rd.
That's like next week.
That's like next week.
This one might drop March 3rd.
Oh, that's what I thought you were talking about.
March 21st.
Okay.
There you go.
We'll have a land tour behind us. Hopefully, I'll be the owner of some acreage up in Elton. We can talk about that. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
March 21st.
We could do
Cheers to that.
We could do an outdoor satellite recording from Alton's property.
Exactly.
I like it.
With the wind blowing in the
We can christen it. We could drink a bunch of bourbon and then
Well, I do
pee
want
on the land.
I do want to pick. We'll definitely be peeing on the land. I do want to try to pick out a spot on the spring so we can put up the still.
Oh,
hell yeah. Why
it's
not?
going to happen.
Back to the roots.
I
Why
can
not?
feel it.
liminal.
Bringing it back.
Telling you, liminal.
Oh,
All right.
gentlemen, bourbon on.
Another great episode. Bourbon on.
Bourbon on, guys. 1-800 bourbon. Amazon.